Okay, hi everyone. This is Cora and Monday, and I have been having this Monday 9 a.m. talk to just talk a little bit about yoga off the mat. Hello, Samantha. Hi, Adi. Okay, okay. So last week it was Halloween, and the title that I was talking about is Trick or Treat. And every year I realize right after Halloween, then you start to see Christmas decorations, right? So all the Christmas stuff start to come out, and it's a pattern that I have been realizing across the world. And it reminds me that we are approaching the end of the year, and also in other places. I live in Singapore now. It's autumn and winter. When I live in Singapore, it's a little bit hard to feel that the change of the season. But as we know that there are seasons that's part of the nature, and I thought even if you're not in Singapore, you might feel there is a certainly change in terms of the weather. But if you're in Singapore like me, it's also a good idea to start to think about some of these seasonal change, which is even a little bit less obvious. The fall time tends to have a more restorative and reflective energy. It's getting to the close of the year. In most of the places, it's getting a little bit colder, and the feeling is a little bit more cozy. And this is a time that we want to have a little bit more restorative feeling, and also to reflect on how to wrap up the year, and so that we can prepare for the next years. So again, it's a time for reflection and restoration. But at the same time, it's difficult because we always at this time, because it's towards the end of the year, we want to get things done, finish things off, and also that's quite a lot of holidays, right? So I've been talking to a lot of people, and it seems that, including myself, I have a lot on my plate, and the feeling when I speak to people is, oh my God, the day just fly by, and I still have a lot of things that I want to do. And so today I want to look at a couple of things to remind us about this more restorative and inward energy as we approach the end of the year, because it's difficult at this time. So some of the things that I have been thinking about is I break it down into a couple of things to reflect on. And one is restoration. At this time when there might be a weather change, but also in this time that we are trying to finish up our year, what are your sources of restoration or rejuvenation? So what are the things that make you feel that you can rejuvenate your energy instead of feeling that you are consistently just running and going and trying to finish things off and getting things done? Find your sources of restoration and rejuvenation. So if you practice yoga, it may be a good idea to practice more quiet practice. Even a restorative class or yin inversions are great to restore our energy. If you have headstands, shoulder stands in your practice. But just thinking about what kind of things helps you feel more rejuvenated and restored, and find some time to do that. So the second thing, it's to think about solitude, like being with ourselves. Again, the winter time is more about inward energy and reflection. And to be able to make this reflection, we need to find time for ourselves. In the meantime, sure, it can be pampering or something like that, but more I'm thinking about how to find some time to be with ourselves, be more quiet. And as we go into the holiday season, that would make it more challenging. So we have to find time and make that happen, to have these quiet time for ourselves, so we can feel more peaceful, and at the same time find some time to perhaps do some reflection. I have journaling practice for many years since I was a kid. And so I found journaling a very great way to find that quiet time and also to write things down and reflect. So that's the two things, right? Restoration and also on solitude. Then, since I talk about journaling, I also want to think about like towards the end of the year, this is also approaching some holiday season, and the word I was thinking about is joy. We tend to overwork. Maybe that's also me. One of the things that I do is I want to be productive. And one thing that actually really brings me joy is creativity, right? Creativity, and find joy in being more open and creative, right? Again, because there's this inward energy, a reflective energy in the winter, sometimes we need to balance it out with something more creative and fun. So thinking about what kind of activities can create more joy, creativity, and also like openness to you. Something that I do is I draw. I'm not good at drawing, but I'm trying to add some little bit of moments of joy through drawing, doodling, and things like that. Music can be one, but something that your connections to creativity. So again, end of year is holiday time, so connection is another thing that I think about. Right, so connecting to the others. So think about who you want to connect with or who you haven't connect with. I'm going back to Hong Kong in a few weeks, and that's kind of, I think, why I'm thinking about winter as well, as I have to dig out winter clothes, which I haven't seen for years. But at the same time, it's also, I'm going to see my family for the first time in 3 years. And I think about connection, and I feel like, there are people that I haven't connected with for a long time, and I would love to reconnect to them. So think about who are the people that you need to connect with, and also think about who are the people that kind of brightens you up, right? Make these connections to the people that brightens up your energy as we get into this last 2 months of the year. So check in with yourself, and so remember that we don't have unlimited fuel. It's important for us to restore, to reflect, and at the same time finding joy within, to be creative, and also during this inward time still try to connect with the others. So I think that's my talk today, and hope you are all well, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.